We're going to do a few final application or problem solving type questions. I'm not going to work through all of the math. I'm going to show you how to set it up and use a calculator to solve. So first, translate into an equation and solve. So I have the sum. Remember that keyword tells me that I'm adding twice a number. If I don't know the number, I call it x generally. And 4.2 is, which means equals 19.6. So I'm going to set this up as the sum, meaning I'm adding twice a number and 4.2 to get 19.6. I'm going to subtract 4.2 from each side, and that gives me 2x equals 15.4. I'll divide each side by 2 to find that x equals 7.7. Next, we have the perimeter of a rectangle. So remember, that's the distance around is 44.2 centimeters. And the length of the rectangle is 4.9 centimeters longer than the width. So I know to find the perimeter, I have to take 2 times the length and 2 times the width, and that should equal 44.2. So if I know the length is 4.9 centimeters longer than the width, let's call the width x, which means the length would be 4.7 or 4.9 centimeters longer. So that's looks like this. So to find the perimeter, I would take 2 times the width plus 2 times the length, and that's going to equal 44.2. That turns into 2x. That turns into 2x plus 9.8 if I distribute, and then 44.2. These two values will combine together to get 4x. I'll subtract the 9.8 from each side to find the value on the other side, which gives me 34.4. And then of course I will divide each side by 4, and I'll end up with 8.6. Now what does 8.6 mean? 8.6 is the width. So it says find the dimensions. I would say the width is 8.6 centimeters, and the length is, and again I would have to add 4.9 to 8.6, which would give me 13.5 centimeters. This is one for you to try on your own, so give it a shot, then press play to see how you did. Cell phone plans can be so much fun. I know there's so many unlimited ones these days, but this used to be a real problem. Your cell phone plan costs $49.99 a month and includes 500 minutes of calling. Any overages are 39 cents a minute, just because they can. If your bill is $72.22, how many minutes did you use? Well, we need to figure out what our overages are, so we need to figure out what is $49.99 taken away from our bill, because our $49.99 is the cost of the plan. So I'm going to subtract 49.99 to find out what I have left over. Again, using a calculator, 22.23 is what I'm left with. So when I subtracted, I got 22.23. That's how much I'm paying extra. Now, to find out how many minutes that is, I of course would then divide this. And again, as I said, you can use your calculator. So from here, I would take 22.23 divided by 0.39, or go ahead and move those decimals over. And when I do that, I end up with 57 minutes. 57 minutes.